applications of NLP. What are the different applications where NLP can be applied or where currently NLP is applicable? So in this, we will be taking some examples for each applications of NLP. So let's see what are the applications. First is the information extraction. So in this, basically, this is related to the extracting the important or meaningful information from the text. For example, let's suppose we have a document. The document contains, or it can be a one document or it can be a list of documents. So the idea over here is to identify the important pointers from the document, or looking for to get the answers with respect to who did what, when, and where, and how something has happened. So our intention over here is to get these type of informations or get the answer of these type of questions in the time at the process of doing information extraction. Suppose uh, we have a statement that says in a document, Barack Obama elected as the president of US. So over here, who is elected as a president? Barack Obama. So the person of whom we are talking about is Barack Obama. So this will falls under who. Okay. And what has happened to Barack Obama? He has been elected. What is the elected? Elected is gone for the position. Okay, and what is elected as the president. Okay, so what happened to Barack Obama? He is elected as a president. So this president will fall under the category of position. And what has happened? He has been elected. So elected is identified as an event. Okay, so these are the basic funda or basic intentions or basic ideology behind doing information extraction. So all those systems that perform information extraction on a set of documents, or a single document, or a list of text, or a single line of text. So the idea over here is to get the answers of the question who, when, where, what, etc. So this is about information extraction. Next is machine translation. So everyone has familiar about the Google Translator. So what Google Translator will do? A Google Translator task is to convert the language from one language to another. Means if you have spoken a sentence in Hindi and you want to translate it in English or French, so you can pass that sentence in the Google Translator, and then Google Translator will convert that specific piece of text or whatever you had spoken into that specific language which you are looking for, keeping the specific context and the content of the sentence. So machine translation is something where we automatically convert our natural language questions into another language by preserving the meaning of the input text. We don't change the meaning. Means if I'm saying I like book, so when we want to convert this sentence into French, so that French sentence will always be the same. It doesn't have the I don't like books, or I'm saying something in one language, it has been translated to different meaning. So this thing haven't happened in machine translation. Let's see an example. So in this we are converting the or translating the sentence I saw a cat from one language to another. So as you can see, the role of machine translator is to, it can convert your text or sentence or whatever you had spoken into one language to the target language which you have defined, like English, French, Japanese, etc. So this is the goal of machine translation. So machine translation systems has been applied in so many different domains, where we need we need a role of translator to understand what someone is saying. Next is the question answering. So in case of question answering, basically these are the auto systems where a system will automatically answers to your questions. Means the question that has been posted by humans in their own language. Okay, so the objective over of question answering is, these are like rule based or conventional chatbots, where the objective is to understand what user has asked and accordingly retrieve the best solution or best question answer for that specific query which user have posted. Like let's see an example. So in this question it is asking, when was Tesla born? Okay, so this question, this is the question which user one has asked. So this may be a variance, where user can ask a different set of questions, like which year was born, when was Tesla born, when Tesla's birthday. So these are having different meaning with respect to the what question user has asked. Okay, so if it is asking that which year Tesla was born, then it is specifically asking for the year. It doesn't asking for the complete date. If it is asking when is Tesla's birthday, so this needs to be answered in the complete, where you have will be mentioned the date, day, and year. Okay, so based on the context, or based on the how the sentence or the how the question is framed, our system will able to interpret that specific question and will give the answer in that relevant to that specific question. Okay, so here the role of conventional chatbots, that is very much required over here. What convolutional or what conventional chatbots will do, they understand the context. They don't go by the what is mentioned in the text. They understand the intent, they understand the meaning of each sentence, and accordingly they retrieve the best solution. Okay, so over here, in case of chatbots, we mostly build systems using the deep learning technologies or deep learning algorithms, where we trained our model so that our model will able to understand the underlying context that is mentioned in the question. So question answering is one of the important application of NLP. So wherever there is a role of customer care, where user or customer interact indirectly with any customer service, so over there you can see these solutions has been implemented. Next is sentiment analysis. So sentiment analysis is also the one of the most important domain of NLP. So in case of sentiment analysis, the basic fund of sentiment analysis is to understand the intent or understand the emotion or the state in which someone has said something. Okay, like if you are talking about a restaurant, and after eating a food you had given this feedback, so how you had rated the restaurant, how is your view about the restaurant. So all those things has been measured using on the basis of sentiment analysis. If you had given poor review and if you had said something poor to the service, so then that definitely will give the negative sentiment. If you had said something good, then definitely this will give the positive sentiment. Same in the case of whether you are doing some social media analysis, where company has launched one of his product and he want to know how the customers are reacting to their product, or if someone has launched some features into the model into their model, existing model, how the customers or how the people are reacting. So they understand the market by analyzing the tweets. They do some social media analysis, and based on those what user has given review to their brand or their product, they calculate their sentiments, and based upon the sentiments they will take actions, whether that product is going fine or whether it needs some more modification or enhancement, or what thing that can they can launch in next year or so. So all these type of decision makings has been done by the use of sentiment analysis on the textual information. And yes, we are focused totally on the textual data. We are not focused on the number. We are understanding the text, we are analyzing the data, we are extracting the meanings from them, and then we are doing our predictions or classification or recommendations. Let's see an example for sentiment. So here we had I had written the text which is saying okay hotel, in hotel nothing out of the ordinary. So this is basically it is giving the very neutral sentiment, because it doesn't have any good or bad list of words mentioned in it. So can't ask for a better service means it is saying good about the service of the hotel. So this will definitely fall under the positive category. So we will what we will do, will understand the sentence, we'll check what are the words that has been said positive, or what are the words that has been said negative about them in the sentence, and accordingly we apply some algorithms, and accordingly we will get the specific tag, whichever category that specific text belong, and on the basis of what is the score we are mentioning for each sentence. So this is a very basic example of sentiment analysis. There are more applications of NLP, like text summarization, where we have a long PDF, and we want to understand that PDF in 3 4 lines or one paragraph. So that is a task of summarization. So that can be achieved using the NLP, because if some user try to go through the complete document and then try to summarize, then it will very tedious and very time consuming for that person. So instead of that, NLP provides different very good application of text summarization. So they have different algorithms that analyze the text, complete text, and accordingly will give the best set of lines or best set of summary extracted from multiple documents. Another example you can say as a text classification. So this is basically, if you had given some unknown text or unknown news article, and user want to identify, or the editor want to identify which specific category that specific news article is belong, whether this article belong to the technology, or whether this article belong to the sports category, or whether it belong to fashion or something else. Okay, so this is the decision taken on the basis of doing text classification. Okay, some NLP tries to analyze the text, do some data analysis, do some data transformation, and accordingly they apply some algorithms, and based on those algorithms, when some unknown document come, then that document also gone through the same transformation, and on the basis of the words or basis of the context that document contains, that document will segregate it into that specific category. So that is done under the text classification. Next is the chatbots. So I mean, everyone knows what chatbot is. I mean, you had seen chatbots, on different customer service portals. When you have some query, you got some questions uh, from the service part. So those are nothing. Those are the chatbots which are giving you some pre-defined questions, and based upon your selection, these systems will automatically give you some reply. Okay, so chatbots that has been deployed over there are two types. First is your rule based, means they are just some set of rules or conditions has been defined by the specific companies, and once you go for some query, so they give you some list of questions or suggestions what you are looking for. If you have selected something, then they will give questions or the solution related to that search. So that will go under the top down approach, where you select one, then it will give you some more questions. Once you have selected that answer, you will give some more answers, so stuff like that. Some chatbots are there are like, if you had asked some question in your own language. Okay, and that then computer or the chatbot system, whatever has been implemented, that will understand your sentiment, your question, and accordingly it will give you the best result. Okay, so those are the part of your automatically building chatbot using the deep learning modeling. Next is your spell checker. Whenever we work on Microsoft Word, uh, so we find that whenever you written something wrong, so once you click on that specific word, it will give you set of options that will define that whether what are the suggestions with respect to that specific word that you had mentioned. Like you have written the word over here is pitures, so it will give you suggestion like it should be a picture or pitties, something like that. So these suggestions will come some by using the NLP, where some recommendations or some matching algorithm is running behind your textual input, and accordingly it will give you the related suggestions. Next is your predicting the next word. So this is something, when you write a mail in Gmail, so you will find some predefined solutions or predefined text that is been that will come when you write an email. So that is done basically by analyzing your previous set of data, on understanding your written pattern or your answering pattern. Accordingly the system will give you the next word. So like over here you can see, it is there's a mail where it is writing a mail to John, and he's saying that thanks for a V. So V, it's so he what the system has done, he has understood the previous words that is written by the user, and accordingly it will predicting the next word. Okay, so what the system has done, based on these three words, he has predicted the word next will be very. Okay, and based on these three four words, he has predicted the next word to be interesting, and based on these five words, it has predicted the next word. So this process will keeps on going until one sentence or statement will be completed. So predicting the next word is also the part of our sequence to sequence modeling. So over here, some in the backend, some deep learning algorithms, run in the backend. So the goal or the objective of those deep learning algorithm is to understand your trend or understand the pattern, how these statements has been defined, and based on those statements, it try to predict the next sequence by calculating the occurrence or calculating the how frequency of the words that has been occurred previously. So this is also the part of NLP. So these are some of the mostly used NLP applications in different domains. Okay, so there are more applications in NLP, that has been implemented in various sectors, but these are some of the most importantly used applications in NLP. So I hope I had given you the some basic idea about the applications of NLP in this video. In the next video, we will be discussing about the language. So we'll see, how the language is defined in terms of NLP, and what are the tasks or what are the touching areas that NLP is used to touch as part of understanding and analyzing the text. Okay, so we'll see this in the next coming video. So thank you so much.